Okay, marketing isn't just about attention, it's about trust. And you and I really like to provide some context to this to say for local businesses that are service-based, not just selling affluence, but that's hugely important. Trust is the thing that you need for affluence. But anybody, unless you're selling a trinket that's really low risk, like if you have a $50 thing and I don't trust you and I don't know you, but I need that $50 thing, like a new pair of sandals or something, there's a part of me that's like, I just need the new sandals and they're right in front of me. If they're the worst thing in the world, it's a $50 loss. Not that big of a risk. But for the service-based businesses that we're talking to out there, that they're selling a $20,000 electrical job, or you're doing, 10 grand on veneers on your teeth, or you're doing plastic surgery or a $70,000 kitchen or something like that, trust is incredibly important. And let's be real about attention, even coming from marketers. It fades, man. It fades. So we were talking about in a few videos earlier that Sean and I average between like 100 and 200,000 impressions, meaning views on our stuff per month. If we stopped doing that, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, we'd be in obscurity.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be down. I don't think anybody would remember us. And we have pretty solid relationships. We have a pretty good little business for us. So if a marketing company is saying that to you, then I really hope that sinks in. Attention fades, but trust really converts. Trust is something that's much more lasting. Even if your product is like, a house, I'm thinking a long sales cycle. You remember the last real estate agent when you need another house 15 years later. If they really left a lasting impression on you, they made the buying and moving into that house special in some way, they will likely remember you again 10 or 15 years later. But if I was a real estate agent, I wouldn't leave it to likely or hope. I would market the shit out of my business and stack the deck in my favor to make sure when they need a house 15 years later, I've been in front of them, tens of thousands of times out of a 15-year period. But trust really lasts, attention fades. So a client, perfect example, a client of ours, it took a year. No. Sorry, let me step back. This is an ex-client of ours who just became a client of ours again. So they were with us for a year and a half. We did a good job. The owner didn't agree with me on marketing. And I had clear yellow lines that I would not pass. And he said, sorry, it's not for us. Even though he had success with us, didn't want the long-term duration, didn't believe that he needed all the tools that I was providing for him. But I stuck to my guns. I said, this is what you need. And if you don't want it, then no problem. We don't continue anymore. And that was a $55,000 sale that ended because I wasn't willing to bend what I knew would be beneficial for the client, because I've worked with so many service-based businesses. He hasn't been in my shoes, so I know things he doesn't. We've been marketing to them for the last 2.5 years of them not being our client. 2.5 years, going. Finally, we get an email, 2.5 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And the email was something along these lines. Hey guys, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but we're looking for advertising again. You guys did a great job for us before, and we'd love to have a conversation. You and I went in there with their marketing manager, who's brand new. We said, this is exactly what we do. This is what you guys weren't willing to do last time. The same is still true. So if you guys aren't willing to do it from before, we're not doing it again. This is what you want. This is what you're asking for. This is how we deliver it. These are the rules that we have to set you up for success. We sold it that day. It was like a 45-minute deal, and that stayed from attention combined with trust from our previous experience.
Well, what's crazy is listening to them speak. They most likely would have never been in that position had they had continued with you the whole time.
Yeah.
They would have been 5 months into a new renewal.
Yeah.
And they've regressed that entire period of time. So unfortunately, now it's going to take some time to build and plant those seeds and then water those seeds and harvest. But at least we're on the right track. But they could tell the difference from what it was to what it is now. And if you, like you said, if you decide to stop doing it, then competition moves in. Other people are doing marketing. You're not doing marketing. You go into obscurity. It's very important to be visible out there.
Yeah, so this is a lesson really on three things then. We built trust with the client before and we stuck to our boundaries and did not move to the point of losing the client. That's how convicted we are in our product. They stopped marketing. Their business went down. They did not stick to the commitment that we laid out for them. We said 3 years, they did 1. Then they went into obscurity for 2 years. Now they call us up because we did a good job panicking, and now their campaign with us is 3 times larger than the first time. So consistency in marketing, critical. Attention isn't enough. It's absolutely necessary, but not enough. You must build trust. So really, what does that come down to me? Once you start marketing your business, don't stop. Stay visible, be consistent. Those two things go hand in hand. And then really the trust thing is do what you promise. Those are the lessons that we learned from that one. And that client is now paying for.